Last October, my mom and I landed in Spain for a very wholesome few weeks. We settled in Malaga throughout our time there and found it to be the perfect home base. Its prime location allowed us to easily branch out and discover so much of Andalusia. We of course made the most of it. Fresh off the plane, we did what we do best and wandered around. The next day, I started my morning with very sleepy eyes and one of the best chai lattes I've had in Europe. We fueled up and set off on our first of many day trips throughout our time here. Marbella was a place that I never really saw myself going to. It's definitely got a rep for being very upscale, so I mistakenly assumed there wasn't much to it other than beach resorts and nightlife. But being a mother-daughter trip, we kept mostly to the historical sites and the shopping. This is beautiful. We spent most of our time in the old town. No matter where you turn, each street was very picturesque with whitewashed buildings and flower pots adorning the walls.
Me empieza a molestar.
Cheese. No,
cansada de esperar, fumando sola en el balcón, imaginando que alguien me viene a buscar.
I had been craving a beach, so I couldn't pass up an opportunity to take a quick dip in the Mediterranean. But we promptly went about our day. By the evening, no jewelry store went unseen. We had some pretty mid tapas for lunch, but made up for it with a yummy dinner. The food scene was a roller coaster on this trip, to say the least. We walked around a lot of little shops in Marbella. I walked 20,000 steps in sambas and my feet don't hurt, so I think that's pretty impressive. I got this little bracelet. I wanted to get something pearl to match my necklace. I think it might be a little too matchy-matchy, but I'm gonna start building my bracelet stack. And it's handmade and real pearl, so just a little investment. I got this cute little green sweater. I'm excited to wear this. I didn't bring very many long sleeves or sweaters on this trip, so I'm excited to wear it if it ever gets cold one evening. And what I'm most excited about is this belt that I got. I wanted this thicker one that they had, but it didn't fit me, so I got this one instead, but I think it's still very beautiful. And they're all from just small shops around the old town area that we were at, so all very cool, unique pieces. Hi. Okay, we're in the Malaga Museum. You could hear a pin drop, and I'm wearing the squeakiest shoes in the world. The Malaga Museum holds collections of archaeology and fine arts. I think you'll be able to tell which one of the two is my favorite, and I think you'll also be able to see why it became one of my favorite things we did in Malaga. lunch, we once again had tapas. It should come as no surprise at this point. This is what we had for every meal, and in my opinion, it's the only way to do it. The Alcazaba was a very beautiful fortress with some very dangerous walkways. To understand many of these sites, it's useful to have some historical context. A very, very simplified explanation is that during the Middle Ages, a lot of Spain was under Muslim rule, and by the late Middle Ages, Christian kingdoms began the Reconquista, which was a long process of reclaiming the territory. The Alcazaba was built under Muslim rule, and it served as a palace and a military fortress to protect the city. These views that were once great for surveillance now offer a stunning viewpoint of the city.
And who's gonna kiss the brown-haired girls? Who's gonna wipe away their tears?
Moving on to the Picasso Museum. Picasso was born in Malaga, and this museum displays a huge collection of his drawings, paintings, and sculptures throughout his life. I was also pleasantly surprised to learn about Maria Blanchard, whose works you're seeing now. While she made great contributions to the Cubist movement, her work wasn't sufficiently appreciated, and at a time when women were deemed artistically inferior. I was so inspired by her works that I went home with a little postcard to hang on my wall. Dinner was at Pezwanda. I had high hopes for this place because of its high reviews, but it was just alright. I did get free limoncello though, so I can't complain too much. The next day, we were on the road again. Andalusia is home to a group of villages called the White Towns, which are known for their whitewashed buildings. They were traditionally built this way as the white helps keep the buildings cool in the hot summers. Each town has its own unique charm, our first stop being Setenil de las Bodegas. Setenil is incredibly unique for its buildings built into massive rock overhangs. Rather than carving into the rock, locals constructed homes and businesses beneath the natural cliffs. It's also divided into two main streets, Calle Cuevas del Sol and Calle Cuevas de la Sombra, translated to one sunlight street and one shady street. It's such a charming little town. You can literally see it all in 1 hour because it's so small. A very short drive away is Ronda. Ronda is another beautiful and unique white town. It's built atop a canyon with a river cutting through its center. The town is split into two parts, the old town and the newer part. There's a bridge called the Puente Nuevo, which is the iconic landmark here. It connects the two halves of the town and also offers some pretty jaw-dropping views of the valley below.
Tried to tell you I didn't know how to stay. You believe she can see through, cutting at the silent clay. A relief, black and deep blue, fettered in the magnet sun. Eat the gun as it feeds you, spitting up the oxygen once again. Once again. Once again. Empty horses gallop through the violet door, follow red, crooked courses, shadows on the moonlit floor. On my stars, winged creatures.
Frigiliana had the characteristic whitewashed, narrow cobblestone streets that we've come to see so far. This one really stood out though for its very steep alleys and lots of hidden courtyards. Coming here on a hot day is definitely not for the faint of heart, but the views at the top speak for themselves.
Who I love, that I cling to in the belly of the empty night. From the 31st floor of the simulation swarm, with a drone of fluorescence, flicker, fever, fill the form. With a warm dash, now I wanna touch.
We are trying the local wine. Ooh. Very sweet. That's it. I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
I remember building an energy shield in your room, like a temple, swallows in the windless field, very thin with your.
Afterwards, we drove to Nerja. Nerja is a coastal town known for its clear waters. I spent my time here sitting by a balcony and admiring the views.
The blood and vine is the first little angel.
I also saw a Cuban flag here, which made me very happy. Cordoba's historical influence is very apparent in every aspect of the city. Its crown jewel is the Mosque Cathedral, a World Heritage Site. Originally a mosque in the 8th century, after the Reconquista, a Renaissance-style cathedral was built at its center, lending to a very unique clash of architectural styles in one building.
Could be my brother once again, fall asleep with our backs against each other. You believe, I believe too, that you are the river of light. Who I love, that I sing to in the belly of the empty night. From the 31st floor of the simulation swarm, with a drone of fluorescence, flicker, fever, fill the form. With a warm dash.
We then headed to the Alcazar Gardens. This fortress and palace was where the Christian monarchs planned the final stages of the Reconquista. The gardens were very peaceful and visually striking with its perfectly manicured hedges. Along with art museums, gardens are some of my favorite places to visit when I travel. Day in Malaga. On the bright side, I have gotten some more clothes. I got this very cute plaid skirt the other day, and I'm very excited to wear this. And I didn't do this intentionally, but I think it fits really well with my new green sweater. And then today I saw this ring and it matches perfectly with both of these pieces, so I had to get it. This is it. I'm very excited to wear all of these together. Our last day in Malaga, we checked off a few final sites. We went early in the morning to the Malaga Cathedral. Churches are my mom's favorite things to visit when traveling, and they almost never disappoint with their stunning interiors.
Even wrote a song for you. It's strange the way you make me feel. With just a word or two, I'd like to do the same.
We then went to the beach for our last dose of sunshine for a while. We didn't know it yet, but we were about to be greeted by a very gloomy Portugal very shortly.
Say hello.
Dinner was at the most beautiful seaside restaurant where I had the best meal of the trip so far. Fresh seafood with a view that was just as incredible as the food.
For you. Strange how a phone call can change your day.
The trip ended perfectly, as all the best ones do. Quiet moments with my mom, savoring a meal, listening to the waves crashing, and catching one last glimpse of the sun before it disappeared.
It's nice the way you say my name. Not very fast or slow, just soft and low, the same as when you tell me how you feel. I feel the same way too. I'm very much in love with you.